And here comes Nomad, a man who's become a bit of an associate with the status symbols lately. We've seen them kind of come together in some ways.
A little bit. He's been a sort of hired gun, so to speak, for the status symbols.
It's all right. Glad they got rid of that last one.
But it's all led up to this. As we saw it last time, Nomad cost.
And his opponents from the heart of Ohio, weighing in at 194 pounds, this is J.J. Deville.
Cost this man a match. And it all spiraled downhill after that. The heart and soul of the ASWA, J.J. Deville. And if there was ever an embodiment of all heart and all soul, it is definitely J.J. Deville. We've seen it time and time again, unafraid to put his body through absolute torture just to get the job done.
He's also not afraid to take his ball and go home when things don't go his way. And he delusionally thinks he's an official every other week. Frankly, we should probably get him checked for dementia.
When did he take it?
Well, we didn't see him for like a year.
He had a fireball thrown in his face. He could have had burns. We don't know.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, life is tough.
You wanted him to throw a fireball at you and see how that feels?
Well, I would duck, because I'm not an imbecile. Well, I don't know why you would wish kind of pain on me. But luckily, Nomad's going to put the kind of pain on JJ he deserves.
Okay.
Hopefully he's got a fireball ready. I mean, that was a peaceful year without JJ Deville around here.
It was miserable.
Yes.
It was miserable.
And think of all the tobacco that Robbie Collins saved not having a tag team partner.
I'm sure he's mulling over that every day.
But that's all right, because JJ Deville's lost another partner, because guess who Robbie Collins' team of the night? It's not JJ. It's the great turncoat Axel Fury.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah, it's because JJ stinks.
No.
I'm not talking about how he particularly smells. I'm talking about he's not very talented.
Well, we'll find out whether or not he is or not at this match, as this is a 2 out of 3 falls match.
It's a big proving ground time for the Nomad. Having on good authority, but Brandon Payne is watching from someplace with a close eye.
Oh. Little styling and profiling from the heart and soul.
Yeah, let's hope it stops pumping soon.
Now that is just too far.
Is it? Is it really?
I would think so, yeah.
I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Feeling out process here in the early start of this match.
You know what? You're right. That was too far. Let's get a heart transplant for the ASWA. Let's hope his gives out, but the rest of us stay all right.
That makes it so much better.
That's what I think.
Snapmare.
You got to think JJ's got the power advantage over Nomad just based on pure naked eye test. You know, I haven't seen either one of these two in the gym per se. You know,
I would say they're a little bit evenly matched, so to speak. Very similar size and strength.
Now we're going amateur wrestling style.
Nomad showing off some skill of his own. Again, this is all to get those 2 out of 3 falls, and this is where those types of moves really help to wear down the body, because you have to wear down your opponent for 2 falls.
Because it's at least 2 matches in one, if not 3.
Yep. And so conditioning is going to be really key here. Stamina, who can go the distance.
Both men, I'm sure, have been working on their cardio since this was announced.
But you have to think it maybe favors JJ a little bit. Just because of that no-quit attitude that JJ possesses as JJ goes for a pin attempt. Gets the early attempt, and JJ.
The winner of the first fall, J.J. Deville.
I'm sure he grabbed the tights. I'm sure he did.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's
sure.
the kind of person he is.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the kind of person he is. I've seen him. Look, one time I watched him at a local convenience store here during the holiday season. And the Salvation
You drove
Army,
all the way up to Mansfield to.
Sure. I
Okay.
get it. It's called being a decent commentator. I do some research.
Okay.
And, you know, how the Salvation Army is around, right? During
Yeah.
the holiday
Yeah.
season. You know, as soon as that guy went on break, he took the bucket and the quarters.
What a dastardly thing to do.
I know.
Nomad. Big knee to the face of JJ.
I once saw him steal a box of Thin Mints during Girl Scout season.
Well, who hasn't done that before?
You steal Girl Scouts?
No. Not that anybody can prove.
You like Thin Mints?
I love Thin Mints.
Wonder if anybody here on the crew likes Thin Mints.
I guess we'll have to ask him. Do you think JJ likes Thin Mints?
Well, right now he'd like a Thin Mint a whole lot more than he'd like that boot leather.
Yeah, he's getting a face full of that boot, eating it for dinner, lunch, and
Yeah.
midnight snack.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Instead of getting in the shredded cheese later tonight.
Nomad trying to work on that knee. Again, it's all about breaking down the body, trying to break down your opponent to get that second and first fall. In Nomad's case,
Yes.
right now, JJ with a 1 pinfall advantage.
You have to say the pressure is all on Nomad right now because he can't afford to lose a fall. Now, while I'm sure that JJ Deville had the tights, the reality is what the reality is.
Nomad still has a chance, though. I mean, this match is far from over. Nomad can still get a pinfall, and then it's tied, and then it's all up from there. So Nomad is not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Mako Kalen's having a rough night.
It really is. It has not been a good day in Mansfield for Mako Kalen.
Frankly, it's been a rough 7 days. The Dylan's Autism fundraiser was rough for him as well.
He got a king of a treatment.
Rake of the eyes. Hey, it's a fight. Here's a running bulldog.
And that might be it.
It is. We're knotted up like a tennis shoe.
The winner of the second fall, Nomad.
And it all comes down to this.
Yes, and I know several people in the audience are confused right now because they can barely count to 3. I get it. Here's the way it is, folks. Best 2 out of 3. That means now that we're tied at 1, there's a third matchup. I just taught more about counting to this entire county than anyone ever has. And all I hear is a collective mouth breathe.
Oh, sorry, that was me laughing.
Yeah, and Gertrude's oxygen machine over there.
You be nice to Gertrude. JJ sent over the top rope.
That is a rough landing.
That's not the first rough landing he's taken, too, in 7-ish days.
And that does make you wonder. Now at match 3, Travis, both these guys were at Dylan's annual Autism Awareness fundraiser 7 days ago. They can't be 100%.
Especially JJ, again, as I mentioned, not the first time he's taken a fall like that. Oh, wow.
That one echoed throughout the gymnasium.
I think that one echoed out of the gymnasium.
I could hear that one on 71.
Sends Nomad into the corner.
You see JJ getting a little fatigued, and who could blame him?
Nomad seems completely out of gas, and JJ diving Straight into Nomad.
I swear, JJ must hate himself as much as I hate him, because
It's kind of hard to disagree because JJ Deville seems fully keen to put his body through the absolute hell. Here's the problem. He's got to get Nomad back in the ring.
absolutely.
But I don't think he's done adding a little bit of insult to injury. And Nomad looks completely lost.
Good old-fashioned scoop slam. Goodness, Nomad is getting beat pillar to post right now.
At least they're done with security's chair. The security can sit back down.
I think JJ went off that table.
Either the table or the ring post, either way, not a comfy landing. And might be the opening that Nomad needed, which after the battery that he just took is saying a lot. And to think it was looking like it was all JJ just a few minutes ago, and now it's completely turned in favor of Nomad.
Absolutely, a reminder that momentum is a fickle mistress indeed.
Nomad starting to light up the chest of JJ. Oh no, JJ said, give me some more. I think JJ felt a little insulted.
Oh! And Nomad.
And Nomad, I think the gas tank is starting to run on E. JJ Deville, though, seems to have kicked it up into a second gear. And JJ, like a rabid animal, starting to unleash.
You got to do what you got to do in desperate times, folks. And Nomad was in a desperate time.
You're not kidding. Nomad needed a little bit of a breathing room, and he found it, but not for long. JJ, stiff right hand, puts Nomad right back on Dream Street, and this is not where Nomad wants to be right now, because the look on JJ's face screams bad intentions.
Could he be going for the superplex up top?
Looks to be the case. JJ Deville gets him for the driver. And JJ Deville gets the pin. Well, Nomad was a thorn in JJ's side for the last couple of months, but JJ Deville gets the last laugh in a 2 out of 3 falls match. But not without a war. Look at the battle scars on both men.
Those men are clearly absolutely spent. Look at the welts for them.
That's what I'm saying. Look at the welts on Nomad's ribs. You can see that. I can see the handprint from JJ Deville on Nomad. JJ Deville with a sign of respect to Nomad. And Nomad showing respect back, and rightfully so. That was a heck of a match.
Attaboy, Nomad! Attaboy!
I spoke too soon.
I'll tell you, Random Payne be so proud of him.
Come on, Nomad.